Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. First thing I'm going to do is apologise for the first 4 videos where I've cut off. I think we have some resolution issues, and in the footage it was cut. The sort of top bar at the top of the screen was cut off. So I think I've fixed that now. So hopefully that's going to be all fine moving forward. So again, I do apologise for that. Basically, we've got some elements up here. We've got a list of our friends that tells us how close we are to everyone. Mainly the kids. Well, only the kids, really. The adults doesn't seem to have that. Tammy obviously died. We've got a list of our memories, which is our card deck, basically. Again, we're trying to lose a lot of the early stuff, I think, and get more towards having these slightly higher numbers. Gear is stuff we can kind of slot in to add modifiers. So, yeah, I think I've seen this on there. We can actually... I'm going to leave with the traits on, though. I like to see that. This number here is our kudos. That's how much currency we have. This is our stress, currently 15 out of 100. And this is how rebellious we are. So there, sort of a reintroduction to those. Yeah, we're just going to carry on with the game, really. I'm just doing a quick loop just to see if there's anyone who wants to talk to me. I think we're okay. What should we do this month? Tempted to do another expedition because our stress is pretty low. Could be a good opportunity to do that. Yeah, let's go with that. So I can't remember if this is all new stuff or if I've already done some stuff. The fact that this is here right here suggests that this is all new stuff. And we were starting to see some repetition in the stuff we were getting in these little encounters. So hopefully we won't encounter so much of that in this episode. Geoponics engineers have set up a work site here using the robo-plow to tear up the ground and prep it for farming. You don't want them to see you. They'll send you home for sure. Let's try and sneak past them. Very easy challenge. Probably don't need to use any of our consumables. I guess we'll do this here. We've got 4 to play with. I mean, there shouldn't be a challenge, really, should it? It'd be quite nice to maximise the amount that we could do, though. There, we've got our super goal, so that should be 3 out of 3 stars. Pretty nice. You skulk under the trees at the edge of their operation. The loud grinding of the robo-plow hides any noise you might have made. That's cool. Grab some of these. I mean, we may get boss fights and stuff where we need a bit more stuff like that. Alright, let's go up to the little creature again. We've had a few encounters with it now, and these all seem to have been different. You spot a group of hop-eyes playing in a clearing. They let you get pretty close to watch them chatter and to each other and rub their noses. They're all friends, just like people, but they hop away if you get too close. Alright, we'll do the animals challenge. 27 again to beat. So let's do that, that, and that. All the 3s. Maybe this one. I don't need anything here. Let's just see if we can maximise our hands. So, got 2 pairs. How are we going to do this? It's 3, 5. 3, 5. as much as I can do? No. Oh well. The hop eyes are wary at first, but you crouch down and copy their cute little squeaking noises. You bounce towards them and amazingly, they don't hop away. You play with the hop eyes for a few minutes before moving on. Cute little guys. I think we actually have had that one before. Okay, another one of these. I'd like to know if there's another big story thing at the top of the hill, so we'll carry on there for now. You come across a float cow that seems to be ill. Okay, we've had this one. We had to pop it before. So I think we're just gonna milk it now. It's hard to milk a float cow that's upside down. She struggles and kicks her legs at you as you try to flip her over long enough to get to the udders, but thanks to a combination of might and empathy, you manage to calm her down. She's still sick. Milk's supposed to collect in her lower udder, not her gas bladder, but at least she's balanced now and she has a chance to get well on her own. There you go. That was a sort of better result for that than we'd had previously. Okay, yeah, there's another story thing here. So we're at... So we could do 2 more, basically. So maybe we should... Because I've noticed those story encounters, they tend to end it. The muck hides interesting bugs and other treasure for those willing to put their hands down the right holes. Well, this was bad before. We could look closer. This one seems occupied. On second, I thought they're nope. Yeah, we took extra damage there last time. So... yeah, we could do this and then the story one. One more in the story one. Let's see what's up here, maybe. There's usually something at the other end here. Not today, though. Okay, let's go down here a ways. Okay, so there's one here. Let's do this. Yeah, we've seen this one before. Take another one of those cards, though. Yeah, basically, they're chopping down trees. It's bad. So let's go and do that hop eye one. Yeah, okay, we'll have to go around the long way, I think. So basically I wanted to max out the stress I could do before that encounter, just so that, you know, we weren't sort of leaving the expedition with stress on the table, if that makes sense. So yeah, so look at this one. You hear a sad hiccuping sound and follow it to find a sick hop eye. It's hunched down low, its foot completely nestled under its body, and shivering uncontrollably. Its enormous eyes roll around in confusion and fear at your approach. Let's try and take it home with us. 48, so this is a tough one. We might use some of our modifiers here. We could do 1, 2, 3 maybe. Turn to 4. Not much I could do about that really. What have we got up here? +1 to a card, change suit to yellow. Not too helpful. Change to blue. Again, +2 to a card. Redraw hand. Draw a card. +1 to... Okay, well, probably nothing there that's that helpful right now. We've got a lot to do here. Well, we'll obviously use all the reds. 2, 3, 4, 5, and a flush, hopefully. I mean, that's hard because of that 6. So we could add... we could add 1 to that card. Oh, we can't because of this bloody thing. That's a complete waste. Alright. We've got some big numbers there. 20. We could do 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. We actually win the challenge. Oh, all these numbers get mucked about. 2, 3, 5. Okay. We could add 1 to this. I mean, we don't need to. We've won the challenge. I was just thinking about getting the extra stars, but I don't know how worth that is. No skill changes. The Hopeye hisses and tries to bite you. It doesn't want to be touched. You throw your jacket over it, then carefully pick it up and put it in your pack. You crack the zipper a bit to give it some fresh air. Your dad helps you make a little nest for it in an empty part of the geoponics barns. Every day you bring it food and water and gradually nurse it back to health. Cal takes an active interest in the recuperation. Utopia says that Hopeyes don't really have a gender, he says as you're washing out the pen together. Or maybe she said they're both, and they're really social. So what are you going to name them? Ooh, there's some good stuff here. Optimus Prime, I think, is probably the main one. A noble companion who's more than meets the eye. Perfect. Cal offers the Hopeye a piece of boba fruit. Cute. Don't know why he went Australian there. Optimus Prime plucks the fruit from Cal's hand and hops into your lap to snuggle down and nibble on it. Cal snaps a photo with his holopalm and shares it, captioning it, Friends for Life. And we got a card, Hopeye. Gain 1 less stress, plus 1 bonus to pairs. That's not bad. I'd like to open up another slot for gear, so that we can pick a couple of these things. Bit of bravery, bit of perception. We're actually doing really well for perception. We're 55. Bravery is not too bad as well, 34. Late pollen. We're going to be very stressed now, so we're going to need to rest. Bravery level 1. Extra card draw. Draw an extra card at the start of a challenge. Effect stacks. Oh, we got a little perk for... okay, yeah, that's cool. Each level you get a little perk. Nice. Oh, we pet our little Hopeye. Let's have a look at the gear we've got equipped then. So this is +1 to red cards, which is good. +1 bonus to pairs. Gain 1 less stress. We'll try that. Yeah, okay, well we might get more pets looking at that. That's cool. We're gonna have to rest. We'll do a quick tour around. Cal's got something to say. I think he's the only one. You catch Cal at the gate to the gardens. He's carrying a big bucket of rocks. Hi, Solana, he exclaims. He pauses to pat your pet on the head. And hello to you, Optimus Prime. Oh, I'm supposed to tell you there's a new park near Geoponics now, Cal says. We can run around all we want, and nobody will say we're trampling the fields. You should come and play there sometime. And bring Optimus Prime, they'll love it. We can relax in the park. Well, I think we'll do that now, shall we? As we were going to relax anyway. Dis hasn't got anything new to say. Yeah, see how this goes? You and Cal walk through the park, a special place set aside for growing ornamental plants from Earth. It was grown from a precious seed bank preserved for over 20 years aboard the Stratospheric before your mother started planting them there on Vertumna. Here on Vertumna. Almost nothing here is grown for food, though many of them are technically edible. It's so green here, Cal says, stopping to smell a bush of fist-sized red flowers with velvety petals. Wow, they smell so sweet. It's so peaceful. Cal breathes deep, a funny smile on his face. It really is. This is one of my favourite places in the old colony. You can really feel the love in every plant. +2 friendship with Cal. One pretty white flower in particular is flourishing here, the Astrantia, your mother's favourite. It seems to be growing faster than even native plants do, covering the paths and bluffs with tiny white stars. You practically have to push clumps of it aside in some places just to make sure you don't crush any. Good thing it's so beautiful. Ooh, yeah, so let's lose the one. First steps. It's time for the 3rd annual Vertumnalia Festival. You gather with your family in the colony square. Everyone takes a seat as Governor Udicott approaches the stage. She folds her hands and serenely addresses the crowd. What a pleasure to address you all today as your governor, she says, looking as pleased as she ever does. In under 3 years, we built a colony of which we can be truly proud. While we've suffered hardships and losses, we remain standing, as always looking toward the future we're building together. Let us use this midsummer festival as a time to reflect on our many blessings. Udicott continues. Fresh water, good food, healthy children, and a strong community. Eudicott bows her head. But first, let us remember Professor Halitosis, that's an unfortunate name, who guided our children and kept our engines running for so many years. Chief Engineer Instance will be filling in with help from our ship's AI congruence until someone can take up the mantle that rested so easily on Hal's broad shoulders. We also recognise the passing of our dear friend, Chief Surveyor Melatonin. Known for his gentle nature and curious spirit, Tonin joins his daughter Aspartame, oh God, her name was Aspartame, and his partner Lavandula in the world of our memories. In this place we welcome our youngest council member ever, Utopia, representing expeditions. Eudicott invites the rest of the council to stand and be recognised among the crowd, including your mum, who huffs in annoyance. When the applause dies down and the council sits, Utopia remains standing. She could be Australian. Actually, Auntie Eudico, you'll mind if I just make a quick announcement? Eudico nods and Utopia clears her throat. I just wanted to say thanks to you all who trusted me with this job, she says, her clear voice ringing out over the crowd. A cheer rises from Expeditions and she motions for them to quiet down. Uncle Tonin's left some big shoes to fill and, well, I'm going to give it my best. We're fixing to get to the bottom of what we're calling the shimmer. The sniffles folks have been getting during pollen, Utopia continues. Until we do, please keep on wearing your masks when the pollen is thick, and let Doc know if you're feeling under the weather. She bends down to hug the governor as she leaves the stage. Thank you, Utopia, Eudicott says warmly, and thank you to the rest of the council for their service. Live music starts playing and Eudicott smiles. And now it's time for games and feasting. The crowd disperses towards the feasting table, clearing the area of chairs so the children's competitions can be held. Which one are we going to do this year? I'd quite like to get... Reasoning is quite close to... Well, reasonably close to getting a perk, so I might try and do the science fair. What do we need for the talent show? Creativity 15 or greater. Well, we're quite a way off that. Well, a little way off. 5 loyalty, 2 friendship with Tangent. Tangent's project involves how the Surveyor's gliders work. Something to do with the materials they've made from reacting with the magnetic field of the planet, combined with solar energy collected from the wings. You tune her out, only zoning back when Tang stumbles through one of the judge's technical questions. You catch her look of pained frustration as she realises she doesn't know the answer. The judges turn to you next. Let's present our project. 46, a fairly tough one here. Remember, we're adding to pairs at the moment, so I think if we just get rid of the 1 and do a pair, we'll get +1 because of our pet. Well, I think we do a 3, 3, 3. Oh, why did that go to 6? It's a bit annoying. Card becomes 2. Okay, we've got loads of these. Let's make these a 5. Let's make these 5s. At least we'll get an extra bonus for that. Alright. So that's going to be a 2. We can make that a 4. I guess we go O. Well, why do we make that a 2? That can be a 2. That could be a 4. 4. Maybe with 1. We could probably do more with that 5, but that seems alright. Okay, so we've got a reasoning. We didn't do particularly well, but you do an egg drop experiment, taking fragile crystalline glass fruit and designing 4 different ways to protect them from breaking after a long fall. 2 break, but 2 succeed. Your experiment is only a simple demonstration of physics, but the judges decide to award you for choosing something within your capabilities and doing it well. Tang is frustrated, but more at herself than you. She's not used to failure. So there we go, we get another 5 for Science Fair Champion. Minus 50 stress, rather nice. After the festivities, you take time off for a much-needed, very relaxing break. Your dad sets up a slip and slide through the colony square, and everyone takes turns sliding on their stomachs and spraying water at each other. It's a lot of fun. You can feel your worries floating away in the hot dust suns. Yeah, so maybe we can try and get well, we need quite a lot, actually, don't we, to get reasoning up. Toughness, similar, really, but I think maybe we'll do a month in the classroom. Quick look among people. What's this? Ah, chaos doubled. Any sign of Dis? He's normally chilling out here, isn't he? No. Let's yeah, so try and boost our reasoning a little bit. That's 2 reasoning. Alright, let's do an engineering. It's been a while since you've taken a physics class. You wonder who they got to teach it after Professor Hal died. He was the teacher back on the ship. Who could possibly replace him? Congruence is waiting placidly for class to begin. Oh, Solana, hello, she says as you take your seat. It's been a while since you joined us to learn about the grand world of physics. Don't be surprised, I'm teaching this class now, in Professor Hal's absence. Today, Congruence teaches you about machine learning and the development of artificial intelligences. Congruence has been a part of your life for as long as you can remember. It's hard to imagine a time when people didn't have access to such a powerful, all-knowing intelligence. How did people used to learn anything? Yeah, fairly easy one now. Card becomes 2... yeah, we'd probably put that there. I mean, it's not going to be a hard challenge, is it? It's basically 3, 3, and 5. I think that should be all right. Yeah. 4 engineering, 2 reasoning, only 14 stress, so the pet helps reduce the stress gain, which is nice. I wonder if that works in expeditions. I've no reason to think that it doesn't. Okay, so we're in the next month now. Let's, again, just do a quick loop, see if anyone's got anything in particular to say to me. I might do another engineering just to try and get this stuff up. Get some perks from them. Hi, kids! The ship's onboard intelligence, Congruence, glides into the room on her ceiling track, and the class cheers. Congruence is so cool. She's like a person, but also a machine. She knows a lot of jokes and can tell you anything about space. She never gets bored or frustrated by your questions. You all know me, she says, but I bet some of you have questions about how I work. What do you want to know? How do you know so many things? My brain is big, she explains. It's just enormous, really. Much bigger than this little monitor you see here, and it's connected to the ship's holonet, so anything you can look up on your holopalms, I just know. What's your job? Well, right now, part of me is showing animal videos to children in the creche, and part of me is here teaching you. But most of me is monitoring the engines which give us power, and the life support systems that make it comfortable in here. Do you have to eat and poop? She laughs, which has never sounded quite the same as a real person's laugh to you. I guess you could say I eat electricity, but not in the same way you get energy from food. But no, I've never pooped. I think it sounds kind of neat, actually. Just listen. Congruence explains that she had to do all kinds of calculations to help fly the ship and land it, and that she was designed to provide a user-friendly interface to the ship's systems. But Hal has modded me to be far more than that, she says proudly. Now I can even tell jokes. Why did the computer cross the road, she asks. I don't know, why? Congruence smiles widely. I'm not going to say all that, though. It's a long string of binary. Engineering. Another fairly simple challenge. So what should we do? Oh. This is secret, yeah. 2, 3, 5, 3. What's our goal? Oh, if it equals the goal. Hang on. So if we just swap those two. That should be alright, yeah? I mean, we didn't get that, but we doubled our kudos, so that's pretty cool. Alright, how's it coming along? So, 5 more engineering, 3 more reasoning. So we'd have to do a couple more engineering things. We could maybe try and do that this year. We might even try and do it next. Let's see, Cal's got something to say. Hold this to your head now, my darling. You hear as you enter the garden looking for Cal. It'll help with the swelling. Cal is sitting with his mother, Auntie Tira, who kneels beside him holding an ice pack to his head. Cal's eyes are a little puffy. He rubs them and sniffs as you approach. Hello, Solana. Oh, it's his mum. Hello, Solana. Tira greets you with a kind smile. Don't worry. Recalcitrance just took a tumble off of something he shouldn't have been climbing. Oh, that's his full name, Recalcitrance. Mom, Cal complains. It wasn't that bad. Yeah, that sounds like something he'd do. Cal shrugs. I climbed it before, and it was fine, he says, not disagreeing with you. It was slippery from the irrigation misters, that's all. Mum always knows how to make it better, he says with a boyish smile, even if I'm old enough to take care of myself. My brave boy, Tira says, stroking his hair. Thanks for humouring me. She looks over to you. Don't let him show off for you, Solana. Ground-based feats of bravery only for the rest of the day. Cal whines and wrinkles his nose. Tira laughs and wraps him in a big motherly hug, rocking him back and forth. Despite his protests, Cal's eyes close in happiness. He really loves his mum. Oh, we've got something here. A blue boba fruit. That's it. So, yeah, I'm inclined to go and do another engineering. I'd like to get... We're within range of getting another couple of buffs, so let's carry on doing that. You should have known better, Tangent, you hear as you walk past the laboratory. Curious, you listen at the door. Chief Engineer Instance sighs. I know you meant well, but your presumption has cost us 3 months of work. You can't simply look at an experiment and change the parameters to your liking. Getting results is not the same as doing good science. Your findings, however scientifically interesting, are useless to us without sound methodological underpinnings. Tang's response is more subdued than you've ever heard her before. I'm sorry, Chief Engineer, she mumbles, looking down at the floor. I recognise the error of my ways. I should hope so, Instance replies, pinching the bridge of her nose in her fingers. I'll expect you in the lab first thing tomorrow, and I will personally supervise your work in resetting the experiment. You flatten against the wall as Instance breezes past you, barely giving you a second look as she strides down the hallway. You poke your head inside the laboratory where Tang scowls and wipes her eyes. What do you want? It'll be better the second time around. Tang nods. You're right, the first experiment was plagued by inefficiencies, she says, pushing herself off the lab bench. That's why I changed it in the first place. In the new experiment, I can eliminate those inefficiencies from the start. Thank you, Solana. You may have saved me 3 months of work. Losing the data was my fault, Tang continues. I wanted to prove I'm not the little kid from biology class, that I'm ready to work hard and really make great discoveries. Dr. Instance has always been there for me when I was a kid, and now, with my mother gone, she's the only adult in this colony who sees what I could become, she says. She believes that I can be better than what I am. It's always been that way. I just really want to impress her. You will. Tang hums in agreement. I certainly hope so. Okay, study engineering. A bit harder this time, but still no biggie. We don't have any gem cards. What's this? Bot athlete champion. Well, I guess we go 3, 4, 5, 5, like that. How's that? 3 stars, there we go. Getting there. So reasoning 29 now. I think we need 30 something. Engineering's nearly there as well. So yeah, another one of those, and that might be enough to level that up. Tang wants to talk to us. Tangent is deep in conversation with one of the other scientists. He seems to be consoling her, though Tangent's face betrays no emotion as she claps her on the shoulder, and as he claps her on the shoulder and reassures her that she's doing really well for someone so young, and that everyone compromised some of their samples when they were first learning. He leaves and Tangent sighs as she goes to put her head in her hands, stopping short when she realises she's still wearing gloves. She peels them off and digs her fingers into her eyes. Are you okay, Tangent? I'm fine, Tangent replies immediately. I compromised an experiment I was working on because the vent was still open when I was spraying the workstation down with sanitizer. She sniffs. It's so gross in here, she says. I probably did that fungus a favour. Tangent takes a bottle of sanitizer from under her workbench and cleans while she speaks. There are pollen spores everywhere, she whines. And he comes over here and tells me it'll be okay, Tang, like it's his job to console and patronise me. But it is okay to sometimes make mistakes. Tangent shoves the sanitizer back under the workbench. Don't you understand? She says, frustration seeping into her voice. If we never feel the pain of failure, if there's no cost to it, why would we ever improve? I need to own my mistakes. What I don't need, she continues icily, is someone to pat me on the head and tell me it's okay, and the adults will make it all better. I messed up, she says. Just let me fix it. Don't make a big deal about it like I'm a child with a boo-boo. Determined to prove herself. Not the warmest character, but, you know, she thinks she's got to prove herself. Alright. So, stress is still fine, so we're going to go and do another engineering. See if we can't get a bonus for one of these. Your first test already? Calm down, class. Congruent smiles. This quiz is just to find out where you all stand and what you want to learn in this class. It will help me to tailor personalised lesson plans for each of you. The test pings on your holopalm when you open it. It starts easy. Suspiciously easy. Sure enough, every section is harder than the last, and you're quickly stumped by a question. You know the teacher said you weren't supposed to be able to answer all of them. But you look over at Tang. She's just breezing through the test. The competitive gremlin inside of you has an idea. No, we're not going to cheat. We're going to try our best. It's a hard challenge. What are we going to do? 61. I think this is the hardest one yet. Oh, I want to delete this card. 17 for a first hand. I mean, that's not bad. What have we got here? No gems. Maybe we go 1, 3, 3, 5 for a flush. It's only 20. Well, we could probably make 2, 3, 4, yeah? Oh, it's going to change the suit to blue, though, which we don't want. +1 to a card and keep it blue. Okay, yes, so let's make a 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we've got 28. So now we've only got to do 16. +2 bonus to straights. Can I make this a straight? That'll have to be 1, 2. Oh, well, I mean, it's a win. Let's just do it. No stars. We've got 2 engineering. Was that it? That's annoying. You plough forward, skipping the question you don't know and coming back for some of them later. Questions you don't know. It's a good strategy, letting you collect the easy points while not wasting time on the harder ones. You got an A, which means advanced class. You still got some wrong. It's a little frustrating, but the teacher tells you those questions were designed for much older students. It appears we'll be working on advanced materials together, Tang says, impressed. Oh, okay, now we got this stuff anyway. So engineering has ticked up. 33. Oh, we're 2 away from the reasoning. So what perk did we get? Let's find out. Draw an extra card at the start of challenge. Affects stacks. Okay. Well, that's good. We're getting a lot of cards then. Let's Let's just do another engineering. We'll do a quick loop round, see if there's anyone who wants to chat to us. No. No. Okay, we're going to do another engineering. The colony's robots are definitely feeling the strain of life on Vertumna. Though far less advanced than congruents, they're still too complicated to simply nanoprint new ones. Every time one goes permanently out of commission, life in the colony gets a little bit harder. You study their inert bodies in class, trying to figure out how to prolong the lives of the ones you have left, or possibly make new ones. Only 20. Card becomes mental, blue. That's a shame. There we go. There we go, got the reasoning, so we've ticked that up to the next one, that's good. So we should have another perk. Blue cards get +1 in mental challenges, that's nice. Okay, so it's glow, we're going to just do a little trip round, then we're probably going to go and relax in the sort of common area, perhaps. One of these. We still don't have much kudos, so I'll probably keep saving it for now. Our mum's there waiting for us to go in. Glow tends to be when bad things happen, so I'll find out what happens here. Who are we going to hang out with? And I guess Dis. It's a bit emo, honestly. You flop down beside Dis, who's listening to music in his hear-speak and ignoring everyone else in the lounge with dogged determination. When it becomes obvious that you're not just going to leave him alone, he turns off his music with a huff. What do you want? You ask him what he's listening to, and he replies, "Oh, it's just some old Earth music. You probably won't like it." All you have is Earth music, unless you want to listen to the space shanties the adults made up in the last 20 years. So you don't know what he's talking about. You tell him to give you a little credit. He rolls his eyes, but lets you sync your hear-speak to his. Grungy-sounding rock music fills your skull. You spend a few hours passing music recommendations back and forth, lost in your own private soundscape. Mine is under stress. Yeah, let's get rid of another baby thing. Two data points form a line, but 3 is a pattern. The colony has been on high alert all glow, hoping that the creatures from beyond the wall don't return for a 3rd year in a row. Surveyors keep reporting that they're seeing unusual animal activity. Even the plants seem different. They say, and new tracks that must have been left by creatures larger and heavier than you've ever seen. You and the other colonists drill evacuation plans. You're in engineering when you hear the sirens ring through the colony. You cover your ears against the noise and make your way to the nearby classroom. This is one of the assembly points, so you should be safe there, but it wasn't so safe last year for Professor Hal. What if another creature gets in? Congruence, the new teacher, is just a face on a computer screen. She can't protect anyone. Congruence flickers cheerfully. "Please stay calm, children," she says. "The defense squad is already en route to the creatures. They should all be over soon." You've been told this before. As the sirens continue, you're faced with a choice. Well, we're gonna leave. You stand up and leave. Tang and Mars stare at you like you have 3 heads. Congruence doesn't try to stop you. Not that she could. She doesn't even have any hands. You slow to a walk as you near the outer doors of engineering. Something doesn't feel right. You stop to listen in the dim emergency lighting and hear the metallic popping of something overhead. In the ventilation ducts? Your blood goes cold. Monsters. They're here. You follow the sounds to a workshop and force yourself to look up through the slats of a vent. You gasp. 2 glistening, bug-like eyes peer down at you. No, 4. 6? They blink in syncopated pairs, then you hear it over the sirens, a soft pinging noise halfway between a chirp and a purr. The creature skitters spider-like from one side of the vent to the other. A small, furry tentacle slithers through the slats, searching for the vent release. When it can't find one, it bangs its body against the inside of the vent, denting the metal. Well, we're going to try and tame it. 40. Okay. Card becomes physical red. Well, that should be alright. 2, 4, 5. Another one that becomes red. About 2, 3. Oh, that's gone up to 5. Make that 5. Alright, 18. Only need 7 now. How do we do? Not quite. One short. 2 animals. Ah, you win it over by reading its body language and slowly building trust. It seems to want to join you, and you hope, you'll be allowed to keep it. What do we get? +1 skill on challenge win. +1 bonus to straights. Pretty cool. I wonder how we get more gear slots. You look the species up on your holopalm and learn that Vricky, so named for the trills they make, which yours is making now, cuddling against your leg, are neither male nor female, though they do require a mate to reproduce. So it's a they, then. You decide to name them Squidly Fetuson. They blink every one of their beady black eyes up at you, none of them in unison. They seem to have no problem with this name. It isn't long before the sirens turn off, ringing 3 short pulses as the all-clear message flashes on your holopalm. You and the other children file out of engineering, and you head back to your quarters. Your parents will want to know that you're safe. You manage to smuggle your new pet Vricky under your jacket and hide it under your bed before they arrive. Your dad gives you a big hug, but your mum slumps into a seat at your small table. It's like they were going specifically for geoponics this time, she mutters, but your dad pets your hair and shushes her. I'm sure it was just bad luck, Lulubelle, he says, but your mum shakes her head and folds her hands in front of her mouth, staring out the porthole window at the fields. So I don't think anybody died. Start age 13. Ooh, we're going to become the teenager, the so-called teenage exocolonist. Let's see. Yeah, we've got engineering up a big bunch and perception. Reasoning up a fair amount. Did well with tangent, probably because all the engineering that we did. Let's start age 13. I don't feel different. Oh, I meant to pet the Vricky. I just want to see if they're better. 1 less stress, +1 bonus to pairs. This is +1 on skill, +1 skill on challenge win. See, I think that's really good. Oh yeah, we stuck it in there. Need perk. I wonder what perk unlocks that. I couldn't say. Possibly biology? It's a shame you can't see what the perks are coming up, but I suppose it makes sense. Yeah, we'll do a quick lap. Anyone wants to chat? Oh yeah, Tang wants to chat. Tangent is standing still with her face held up to the sky, letting blue snowflakes land on her cheeks. They melt almost immediately. She doesn't move as you approach. After a minute she winces and rubs her eyes. It stings, she says, because it's made of acid. Acid snow? Tang nods. The HoloNet entry says it isn't harmful. It freezes at 12 degrees Celsius and turns into tiny crystals that are so heavy they fall from the clouds. You can see them under a microscope. She sticks her tongue out and lets some of the flakes fall on it. It tastes kind of sour but sweet, she observes. Fascinating. Tang pulls a sample jar out of her coat. We know what it's made of, but our understanding is incomplete, she says, and places the jar on an outcropping of rocks. The big mushrooms changed in shape and colour before the snow began to fall. I wonder, is there some sort of signal that precedes the changing of the seasons? What happens if I expose samples collected in dust season to snow from quiet season? A small, excited smile creeps across Tang's face. There's so much to learn about this planet. I can't wait. You and your brother are so much alike. Tang narrows her eyes. Yes, we used to gather a lot, she says. I guess it's still true, if you think sneaking out of the colony is the same as valid scientific research. She frowns at you. He's so dumb, she mutters and shoves her hands under her arms. He only cares about feelings, especially his own. She's dissing Dis. Another one of these things. +1 to all physical skill increases for 3 months. Well, maybe we should take advantage of that. Maybe we'll go and do some defense training or sports ball. So this is combat, animals, which is good. Sports ball is just bravery and toughness, but we're not too far off a toughness increase. Animals and combat. I mean, the animals bit's good. Alright, let's do this. An enemy's big brother, Com, teaches karate techniques to the class. Kicks, punches, flips, all the cool stuff. He's much more calm than Security Chief Rhett, and takes the time to connect with you instead of just relying on intimidation. You kind of wish he was the Chief of Security instead. Maybe one day. Rhett can't be the boss forever, right? Com organises your first karate tournament. Well, he doesn't call it a tournament. It's more like an exhibition to show off how far everyone has come in their training. There's informal sparring matches and feats of strength, like high kick challenges and breaking boards. Despite Com's best intentions, an enemy has absolutely taken this like a competition. She takes her place next to you at the board breaking station, and gives you a challenging look, tossing her unruly hair over her shoulder. Is it on? Oh, it's on. An enemy likes winning, but she loves competing even more. You both smash boards until your hands are red and sore, and have a great time egging each other on. Com eventually puts a stop to your competition, declaring you the winner. An enemy cheers for you. Get to work. LA21. Alright. Cal's in there and he's locked. Random card locked in one slot. Okay, that's fine. So we can make these 4, can't we? How's that? Not bad. Good. 6 combat, 2 animals, 15 stress, kudos 1. Animals is 25, combat's 26. You wake to the sound of your parents arguing in hushed tones, clearly trying not to disturb you. You blink away the sleep from your eyes, eventually remembering. Wait, isn't today your 13th birthday? Where's your birthday cuddles? Your parents always make a big deal about your birthday. You peer out through the privacy curtain on your bunk and listen in on their argument. You're being unreasonable, your mum says. Solana is a teenager now. You have to give him the opportunity to take calculated risks, or he'll start acting out. That's just what being a teenager is. Going off into the wilderness isn't a calculated risk, your dad replies. It's too dangerous. It's weird to hear your parents arguing. If they ever disagree, they sort it out quietly or go to mediation. This time they sound really upset. It's unsettling. I think I should... They glance at you. Your mum holds up her hand to silence you and goes back to talking. Geranium, she grates. You've said yourself that we need every person out there surveying for edible native plants. You're even going yourself. Why not our son? Your dad flails his hands helplessly. Because, Lulu, he's our son. It's our responsibility to keep him safe. You're not keeping anyone safe by cuddling him, your mum almost shouts, and your dad flinches in shock. Solana's survival depends on him understanding this planet we're living on, so you're not doing him or the colony any favours by pretending like that's not the case. I can take care of myself. You're brave, but you aren't stupid. You assure them that you'll stay out of trouble. Your dad's shoulders sag as he shakes his head. You barely even know what's out there, kiddo, he mutters. Your mum's fierce expression softens. Hey, Solana, sorry. It's your birthday today, and here we are arguing like a pair of assholes. Happy birthday. They both give you a hug. We meant to order up from the canteen and have your usual birthday breakfast, but we got talking about how Utopia's opened up positions and expeditions for kids 13 and older. And, well, that's you now. I suppose we'll have to let you spread your wings someday. Your dad relents. I just feel better knowing that you were safe here inside the colony walls. He gives your mum a faint smile. We decided early on to let you choose your own path in life, so if you just want to join expeditions, we're all behind you. Just be safe. Okay. Why don't we check out what Expeditions has on offer? Are they there? Dad wants to chat again. You find your dad comparing some plant samples. When he sees you, he puts down the test tubes and gives you a big hug. Kiddo! He exclaims, then kneels down to look you in the eye. I've been thinking. I want to say I'm sorry your mum and I were arguing on your birthday. We disagree sometimes, just like every couple, but it's unfair that you had to see how the soy sausage gets made. I don't know what happened there. It's okay. He pats you on the shoulder. Oh, thanks for saying so. You're a great kid. Your mum and I talked it out, he continues. We're both just really putting our everything into the farm right now. It's making us kind of snappy. You don't have to worry about it, okay? He squeezes you in a hug. If you want to join Utopia's exploration team, just be careful. It's dangerous out there. Dangerous out there. His accent's changing. Moment by moment. So where do we go to expeditions? What's in here? What's on the notice board? Looks alright. We probably don't really have enough money to go to the supply depot, I wouldn't have thought. Is it in here? That's just relaxing. It might just be at the gate where Utopia's standing. Let's Expeditions. You step cautiously through the colony gates. She's Australian, isn't she? Solana, how's it going, little bro? I don't know, I'm stuck in the Northern Irish accent now. Chief Surveyor Utopia steps casually out to bar your way while making it look accidental. Why there? I don't know if you're ready to head out there. Oh, I'm still Northern Irish, hang on. Why there? I don't know if you're ready to head out there and join the surveyors just yet. Why don't you skedaddle and stick to sports ball inside the walls for now? She rubs her knuckles into your scalp and sends you away. Oh, look at the map. So we've done the nearby stuff. We haven't been anywhere else. An info window pops in your holopalm when you get closer. What do you want to know about? What's the Prosaic Plains? The Prosaic Plains lie far to the north of the colony, where the higher elevation and natural tilt of the planet makes bromidic snow fall more regularly in every season. Though prone to sudden storm flurries, the plains are a relatively safe place to explore, filled with mostly herbivorous xenofauna. What's the Valley of Vertigo? The Valley of Vertigo is a low-lying trench to the east that's dense with pollen-producing trees. There's a wide variety of edible food here, both plant and animal product, leading to some of the explorers calling this place the breadbasket of Vertumna. There are a number of animals here that geoponics would be interested in domesticating. The Western Resting Ridge. This tongue-twisting region is the broken spine of the planet, home to both dizzying heights and abyssal lows. It's always hot and arid here, no matter the season. Traversing these steep chasms is dangerous and only to be done by those with sufficient glider training. However, there are some interesting ruins here to explore, and the subaqueous swamp. To the south is a vast boggy wilderness, home to dangerous animals and hazardous weather conditions. Exploration in this area is only to be done with extreme caution. Okay. Am I brave enough? Well, I'll be. Utopia drawls, grappling you playfully. You ain't lying, kid, you got grit. She scans the roster on her holopalm. Hey up. Looks like you're approved to start with the junior survey teams, and you look like you won't wilt at the first sting of slapgrass. We'll keep you close to begin with. Round here in the I don't know what accent I'm doing now. Round here in the Prosaic Plains. Come see me when you're ready for assignment. Doing the Northern Irish voice kills accents for me, I've discovered. What does she say we should do? Why can't I go anywhere? Pick an activity to do this month. Okay, so what do? We could get bravery and perception, which were both pretty high in, or survey the plains. Perception, which we're We're almost at the second point of that, actually, and animals. Okay, let's do that. All right, maybe do we sort of end it when we talk to her? Maybe. I got a little reflection down there. It's a cloudy day. You hear the crash of thunder from somewhere nearby. Loud. Sounds like it's getting closer. Suddenly, a massive, impossibly tall something punctures the low clouds and slams into the ground ahead of you. It's as tall as a skyscraper and 1 meter wide, covered with chitinous bone like an insect. You think it might be a leg? Another crashes down, then another. The creature's body must be up in the clouds, so high you can't see anything but the legs. The first leg moves again and lifts its leg again and moves towards you. You're in shock. Your body simultaneously screams at you to stand still and run. Instead, we're going to stay calm and analyse its movement. You watch the clouds, and as the next leg breaks through, you dodge it. It slams down where you'd been with enough force to crush a boulder to dust. This creature is so unbelievably massive, you're like an ant to it. As it passes overhead, you marvel at how such a thing could even exist, and hope it never wanders any closer to your colony. Not much to find out here, but the peaceful atmosphere is great for contemplation. You find a particularly beautiful little plateau where you can see the plains spread out before you like a picnic blanket, round lakes dotting the land like glimmering mirrors of sky. Dis is scouting further ahead. He was eager to find some adventure. I'll chase adventure with Dis. There's no adventure where Dis is either. This is some peaceful territory right here. Boring. Why did that stress us out? A mass of dead bushes blocks your way. They have pointy spines the size of short swords and they look very, very sharp. Alright, we blast our way through it. Good thing you brought a plas cutter with you. You cut a hole through the bushes and set a bunch of the surrounding forest on fire while you're at it. That'll teach you of those bushes to get in your way. How's our stress? So we could do a couple more. I know there's one behind us where we just were. Alright, we'll do this one. You stop to admire the light glinting off the water of a shallow, circular lake when you notice some strange rocks near your feet. They're pink and red, bobbing in the shallow water at the shore. The rocks are flashing golden yellow. This one, then that one, then a pause, then that one, then the first one again. You thought it was reflecting sunlight at first, but no, the rocks themselves are glowing. Let's repeat the pattern. You play a memory game with them, touching the stones in the pattern they gave you. You feel emotions coming from the rocks. Affection, interest, gratefulness. Somehow you understand. They like the contact. Are they creatures or rocks? The lines between the two can be blurry on Vertumna. They can't move, but learn about the world from creatures who pass by and touch them, like the way animals rub to leave their scent. These rocks entice animals to play with them and leave information about the world. You get the sense they're excited for your new scent. To what end? You don't know. It'd be nice if there was a sort of a way to de-stress when you're out in these places. Oh, what's this? Yeah, we'll do this one. You almost bump into Dis. He's being so still and quiet, hunched over and looking down a little knoll. He shushes you and points. Don't scare them. You follow his finger and see what looks like a bush shaking violently. 2 bushes actually, at opposite ends of a clearing. They're bush bubs, he says, fighting over territory. You look more closely through your holoculars. Oh, those boulders are alive. I hope they won't hurt each other. They won't, Dis whispers. They do it by dancing. Watch. What's this then? +2 to card to the right. Oh, that's interesting. You watch the 2 creatures face off, rhythmically rustling the leaves that grow out of their heads and backs. Their gangly, branch-like antennae swing over their heads as they rear up to their full heights. Even from far away they look imposing, like agile boulders. One goes, then the other. They watch each other carefully, alternating and repeating the other's motions, trying to outdo each other. Ultimately, the smaller, more graceful one seems to be declared the winner. The loser plops back down and shuffles away into the jungle, defeated. Oh, you're too worn out now and tired to continue. You have to go home. I mean, that's fine. I was intending to sort of turn back now anyway. Oh, we look a bit older now. Spent the month exploring. +4 perception, +2 animals. So we've got a little perk now for the animals, which is quite good. And perception, we're getting close to getting our second perk. Upgrade pet cards via relaxing in the park. Oh yeah, well we need to relax now, so let's go and do that. Let's actually talk to Dis first though. You find Dis sitting in the mouth of one of the wall's drainage sewers. In wet season, excessive rainwater is diverted out here so it doesn't flood inside the walls. In the meantime, it looks like Dis has set up a little base here, with pillows and a stash of snacks. His alien communication device hisses with static. He looks up from his holoscreen as you pop your head inside the drain. "Hey Solana," he says quietly before going back to the game he'd been playing. "What are you playing?" "Oh, you haven't heard of it," he says without looking up. "I made it myself." You squeeze into the narrow drain and sit down next to Dis. On his holopad is a picture of Mars, and you watch him drag a match from the sidebar and drop it on her face. Little animated flames wiggle over the picture, leaving parts of it looking charred. It's pretty crude, but think you get the point. "What happened with Mars?" Dis shrugs. "Same thing that always happens," he says. He resets the game, then drags a bomb from the sidebar onto the picture of Mars. It explodes, and the picture disintegrates. "She booked my name down for every appointment with the nanoprinter because she thinks my clothes are always torn up and dirty all the time," he continues. "So I got in trouble for wasting resources. I tried to tell them it was her, but Mars never gets in trouble. Everyone likes her," he mumbles. "But it's fine. I don't need anyone to like me. I don't care if they hate me. I hate them." "Where did you learn how to do that?" "It's pretty simple," Dis says. The light from his holoscreen reflects in his eyes as he looks at you in the gloom. "People on Earth used to make this kind of stuff all the time, and I have a lot of time to learn new things." "Oh, I see." Dis goes back to playing his game, content not to talk with you. "Why don't you just talk to Mars instead?" Dis snorts. "Yeah, right," he says. "Talk to Mars? No way. She'll just make fun of me even more." "Why should I bother?" he says, going back to his game. "I don't care." He's a disturbed little boy. Nothing much here. Right, so let's go. We'll go and relax in the park. Might be able to upgrade a pet. You play with your Hopeye Optimus Prime while you hang out in the gardens. They're pretty well behaved, never straying too far into the underbush, and always coming back when you call their name. Another Hopeye shyly approaches out of the long grass. Your Hopeye goes totally still, then lets out a happy chitter and bounces off to greet the stranger. They touch noses, then hop around each other twice. They disappear for a few minutes into the underbrush, long enough that you begin to get concerned. Finally, Optimus Prime bounces back to you and nuzzles against your leg. They want to be picked up and cuddled, so you pop them underneath your shirt and carry them like a baby the rest of the way. You play with your Vricky Squidly Fetuson, hanging out with them just outside the walls. It's uneventful, which is exactly what you needed. You try to teach them some simple commands. Stay, follow, speak. It's adorable watching them tilt their head from side to side when they're trying to figure something out. They don't seem to really get it, but you get the impression they're trying. You quickly realise the Vricky must be named after the sound they make when they're happy, a whirring, clicking noise. For a weird spider tentacle creature, it's really cute. There we go, took the month off, did something with our pets. I think I want to remember both those cards. Okay, we're going to quickly grab this, and then I think we'll probably call it for this episode. So, yeah, I think it was quite a good episode. We got a couple of pets. I forgot how to do an Australian accent. And we hit 13, so all pretty cool stuff. So, I hope you enjoyed it too. If you did, then please hit the like button on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. That'd be fantastic. And, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Always good to get feedback and find out what people think when they watch the episodes. And in the meantime, I hope to see you again for more I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. Bye for now.